doing the video kind of early. Reason is that we are about to start harvesting in the coming days. Like I said in the last video on jack-o'-lantern type pumpkins, most of them have this netting design on them, and when the little areas in between the netting start to turn yellow or orange, it means that the jack-o'-lantern is ripening. So this one is ripening. It's a little bit of a disappointment. If it were still growing, I'd be happy with it because it's, maybe I'd say 8 to 12 pounds. It's hard to estimate. But now that it's ripening, it's going to be a small pumpkin. So I'm disappointed. What else is ripening here? Oh, we got Melrose peppers turning red, which is the first year they have ever done that for me. There's one, I think I have it on the video. Well, hard to tell. So, they are sweeter when they're red, but most years they won't turn red. We've had several tomatoes. No, these tomato plants are not healthy. They're old heirlooms, which I will discuss later in the video, and they don't have much disease resistance. So I don't think they are what they were marked to be. They were marked as burpee super steak, and I don't think that's what they are. But they do taste good, and a tomato's a tomato. What are you going to do? So, yeah, that pumpkin is definitely ripening. I think another one that's ripening is one of the bushy oranges. This guy here, just beginning to ripen. Have I got that on camera? Yes, I do. And candy corn has gone a little bit nuts. Here we go. It dropped the first pumpkin after about 2 weeks, but after that, immediately after that happened, we'd set about 3 more. This is growing nicely. And they do start out yellow, which is interesting. There's 2 more growing together, which I've never seen before. So, and we do have a few more bushy oranges hidden in here. Okay, let's see what else we got. We do have the one very large, I think it's a Connecticut field, growing over here. Oh, but it's managing to hide anyway. There. That one may be thinking about ripening because it's starting, but it always was lighter. So maybe it's still growing, but this one's going to be a good 15 to 20 pounds. That's a nice one. The corn, which we are also going to discuss today. I have no idea what kind of corn this is, but it has grown to, over 5 feet tall. At least some of it has. And it's got ears on it. And the little local black bees are going wild on the flowers here. The tassels, not the tassels. Yeah, those are the tassels. But corn is not really pollinated by bees. I think all the bees do is knock the pollen off the tassels down to the silk. So when people freak out about, we won't have any corn because we don't have bees, that's actually not true. Corn is pollinated by wind, mostly. So anyway, I'm going to come back in a moment and discuss why you cannot grow a GMO pumpkin. Okay, second part of the video here. Sitting in the shade because it's so hot out today. Anyway, back when I had the pumpkin group on Facebook, I found a common misconception. It was regarding Three words: GMO, heirloom, and hybrid. We're going to start with hybrid. Hybrid is not GMO. That's the first thing I want to say. Almost everything you grow in your garden is hybrid. Okay. As a matter of fact, I'm probably creating a few of my own hybrids here because I'm growing different kinds of pumpkins together. Hybrid just means that two varieties of the same thing have crossed and created something new. Now, can you create it again next year without a lot of training? Probably not. I have never done it myself. But anyway, hybrids are pretty common, and they're not GMOs. GMOs are not hybrids, not natural hybrids, let's put it that way. Second thing, I had a couple people say, oh, I only grow heirlooms because they're not hybrids. Heirlooms are hybrids. What they are. They're also not necessarily antique. Some of them are as little as 20 years old. All they are hybrids, and it doesn't matter who created the hybrid. It could have been a homeowner, it could have been a laboratory, whatever. It could have been a nursery. It's a hybrid that has become stable over a period of decades. And I think it's only 25 years. You can rely on the seeds to produce the same plant that you thought you were getting, which younger hybrids you can't. You have to rely on a professional who knows how to do these things. Yeah, that's all an heirloom is. It isn't necessarily something that some Amish farmer came up with 100 years ago. Okay, just don't even go there. Okay, now GMO. GMOs are lab created. They're like a pumpkin crossed with a banana, or not that there's anything like that. There's something bizarre, okay? And for a long time they were patented, and they were not stable. They had to be created by a lab. Okay. Apparently, sometime in recent history, one of the corn GMOs has become stable and is now available to the general public. Now, here's another thing. People think they can be tricked into buying GMO seeds. No. The corn GMO, or the GMO corn that I am speaking of, is only available online, and the company that sells the GMO very distinctly tells you you are buying a GMO, and it's also extremely expensive, as I remember. So you can't be tricked into buying a GMO, and heirloom is not what you prefer to think it is. Okay, so let's get those two things straight. Next thing is, as far as I know, there is no such thing as a GMO pumpkin. The reason being, GMOs are generally staple foods like corn and soy. They are not more or less luxury items like pumpkins. Pumpkins are just not a staple of the diet. Therefore, there's no real money in crossing them with something that is immune to the diseases they get, or something like that. There are powdery mildew resistant varieties of pumpkins, but they are not GMOs. They are merely pumpkins crossed with other squashes that don't necessarily get powdery mildew. So So that's the clarification on all of that. And as far as I know, the only GMO that is available commercially is the corn that I just mentioned, and it's only available online. You're not going to walk into Home Depot and grab a tomato seed and it's a GMO. Okay, it's just not going to happen. And also, if you grab one that is not marked heirloom, that doesn't mean, it's not marked heirloom. It doesn't mean that it's this GMO thing, this horrible GMO thing. Okay, so that's straightened out again for this year. The market is changing, and I'm losing my battery. Isn't that interesting? So I will end the video here. Sorry about all the flashing. It tends to do that when the battery's wearing down. Talk to you later.